Confession, something we do when we want to lighten the load we carry in our heart. That's when we start thinking from our heart instead of our head. That's when we can be led by our intuition, which is the tuition our soul paid ahead of time to guide us through this life as us. That's what the intuition is, and so I trust. I'm gonna take the cords, elastic bands, hair ties off my finger, so I don't have indents because it was too tight. It didn't fit properly, and then we see the properia persona of our person. Say three-pronged lie, lab tech, let me break it down. Free the Hamilton spectators where I go by right now. The mainstream media will never tell you this, but public schools are government schools, and we don't like it how the residential schools tried to take or break the native out of the man or woman who became a pupil and follower of their faith. Their education system is the way that they have retrained and reprogrammed us through indoctrination that I trust has been thoroughly planned out too. Kiss the man, keep it simple, silly. Oh, be nice to yourself. Do not call yourself stupid, even if you make a mistake. That's not nice, not kind. Oh my, be kind to yourself. Oh, and loving, be kind and loving too. Two, three offices, and if you're holding the properia persona, you can be in the first person you see. If you're in the proper properia persona, your proper public face is in the I position as I am doing things. I then allow myself to be defined by if I'm not careful, and so I will be careful, yeah. My care that I'm full of will help me to build the network of us I trust. You can see yourself part of the us that makes up the collective consciousness. Oh, can you see the collective consciousness is like a cap on top of that crown on your own head, just as the crowned corpse would supersede your identity if you permit it to. Transmutation of whatever just came up for you. Woo! Let it go, baby, yeah! Ride that stallion, know it is you who is the stallion that will be tamed if we don't learn to hold the first person position within our person. That's the natural person, that's where we can be ourselves before the agent takes over, relegates us to the third person. That's not a preferable position, you see, because if we are deemed to be the legal person, we are essentially the passengers who pay the crew and captain to do the job they say. And if we are paying for the trip, we might as well see the blip of time passing by as more than just a friend. Oh, I'm on my way home after one night. Woo-hoo. There's an ant crawling on my rooftop tonight. Woo-hoo. It's not actually the tonight today because it's still afternoon. But if you could not see around me, you might think it is later than it is. The art gallery of Burlington, yucks. It's about being funny. If you liked my song and rhymes, well, then you can chime in by leaving a like or comment in the comment section. That might not sound exciting to you, but to me, it's way exciting because I get to see who is seeing me be silly and thinking maybe it means something to you. That's what I hope for, which is why I try to capture moments I'm inspired. When I'm not thinking with my head, I'm letting my soul lead. I'm simply being me in the moment. You get to see me in my native environment. Whee! So yeah, this is what it's like to be me. Sometimes, not always. I can have days when I'm down. Some might call it bipolar, but I don't accept a diagnosis because I can be moody sometimes as I move emotions. I don't think that needs a status or diagnosis, because I have highs and lows and I write them and have personalized them, because I couldn't see the top from the bottom when I was down, and then was lifted out often by my friends. Woohoo! And I go by the business in my daddy's name. Woohoo! Oh my god, my dad hates it when I call him daddy. He thinks that I want something when I do. I just think it's cute. Just like I call my papa papa, my dad is my daddy. And it's southern too, because my papa's side is from Virginia. That's where he was born. Yes, it's true. My papa, who was such a big influence in my life, game time social. Yeah, that was my papa Bob. I was grateful he got the job of being the papa that had me in his lineage. Oh yeah, I was placed there on purpose, because otherwise I wouldn't have got to know him. Because I got to know a great man, a pioneer. I loved my papa. Of course. And he was Leo, so that's great, because it's 3 8s, you know what I'm saying. But I loved my papa so much. And when I moved to Ajax, I was grieving the loss of the last person that didn't need me to do something to be more than I was, for them to find me to be enough. Who didn't understand me, but supported me anyway. To be loved at that level is a real gift that I hope everyone gets to experience. And I'm not saying that others are not kind and generous in such a way, but my papa was the one that I grew up with, knowing he loved me even though he refused to say it to anyone, because of his own stoicism, which is part of heroism, actually, and the victim triangle, where the persecutor, rescuer, and victim play out roles oftentimes within our own selves that become like cells, of prison cells, if we allow them to be isolated, which is why we need to be mixing. We need to be meddling with one another, in the sense that iron sharpens iron. And the irony is that if we want to be surrounded by yes people who will not challenge our ideas, well, then that idea has become the dia in our life. You see ya? Highlight, low light, what kind of light is you gonna use? Technicolor is one that could confuse you as to what's there. Sandman's right there. Oh my, oh, the chopping block is what Home Depot of Rome that's claimed the throne up until now. And one. Oh, that's fun. That's 14 minutes in my world, and 14 in yours, unless you got me on fast forward, as I often have information set as, so I can consume more faster without taking the full time. You see, consumption trumped quality of experience. Lotus, enlightenment is seeing that some people need to special. We want to feel special. We do, don't we? We want to feel special, so why not a special act practice? It's part of the Peaceful Inner Warriors United Guild's foundation. Introduction to the real story of Rome, how we got here, how we rose out of it. The Guild is where we come together for the common craft of magic, which is not in a religious, spiritual, witchery kind of way, though I would say that witchcraft, where you specialized in, was the one asked to those whose lives stopped as they knew it before they were given the status of witch. The T was inserted in. Witchcraft are you specialized in, ma'am? Tell me. If you couldn't tell them, then they would presume you were hiding something. Atlas carries a stone up a mountain until nearly reaching the top so many times that just before he does, something changes and he drops that rock all the way to the bottom and sometimes goes down with it. Painful. And then starts the process again, as all of us have. The Bday tree. Oh, look it up for me. Yes, please do. Leave in the comment down below what the Bday tree is. The Bodhi tree is what the Buddha sat underneath, so he became the Buddha. Cavalier. That is the night with the K for status in the dark night of the ego. When the ego loses all of that which we thought was part of who we were, when that's taken away. It's 4:20 right now, which is the time or code for those who were caught with weed by police before, which was said to be white. 420's the time that stoners smoke and say, hey, hey, F you to the police, the police who could slap fights before it became legal to do, except for when wielding motor vehicles. Though the bikes and motorbikes with e-batteries, they can be very fast and have many accidents. Bonus of management. Our fleets have you covered. Yes, it's true. The stables is what we'll do. Do 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 do. Boo! Okay, way too random. I had nothing specific to say other than, do you want to play with me for a little bit while I sing the car? Well, you just did, so I want to know what you thought of it. That's how you let me know, by leaving a comment down below. Do I have to stress this? Do I have to stress this? Leave a comment, please. If you let me know where you're at, I can go further down the rabbit holes and leave comments. No, I can actually respond to comments, actually. If you leave one, then I could respond to one in a video format and be like, hey, so-and-so said, and this is my response. So let's do that with the real story of Rome. Are you curious about it? Leave a comment at least about that, if not about anything else that's been in the 19 and a half minutes already so far. You got lots to work with. Much love. Somebody's boot.